People, this is a big deal, but it is not the only big deal. We also have Ariel Hyatt at Cyber PR. We have Ted Cohen at Spinal Tap, goes to 11, and I'm not just pimping Tap 11, the sponsor, right? And Matthew Ebel, the original social media musician who will be moderating this group. And they need every minute they have, so I'm going to let Amanda, do you want to hear Amanda Palmer play his iPad? Come on.
Yeah.
All right. You want to hear them, not me. Go.
There we go. We're going to skip right past the introduction slides there. My name is Matthew Ebel, and thank you guys for coming out here today. To my left, like she said, is Ariel Hyatt, who is synonymous with the independent musicians who are trying to actually run a business. Like a business, she's been helping musicians out with her book, Music Success in 9 Weeks. And it's been making some waves. To her left is Ted Cohen, who's been doing artist development with small, teeny, tiny indie bands like Prince and Fleetwood Mac. And of course, to his left is one half of the Dresden Dolls, and unless something horrible happened, both halves of Amanda fucking Palmer. So, why don't you... Oh, something got screwed up with the... well, never mind. You can see the slide behind me. So why don't we start with Amanda? Why don't you tell us how you've been using the real-time web, as they say, to take over the world?
Well, I started my band, the Dresden Dolls, in 2000 in Boston. I actually walked here. I live like 10 blocks away. And, you know, we started our website in 2000, and gradually, because of all of the interaction I was doing kind of organically with my fans, starting with, you know, fan mail, email, and stuff like that, and then MySpace. I've been able to, over the last couple of years, ditch my management, ditch my major label, and basically run my entire music career, which involves international touring and selling hundreds of thousands of records, more or less through the internet. And the last record I put out a few months ago was a digital-only release with special vinyl packages for my fans, and it was really successful. But I mean, I have a lot more I could say about that in terms of what successful now means, because I think music success and artistic success is different than it used to be. But I use Twitter on a, you know, daily basis. I tweet all the time, and I've done extraordinary things using it and my blog to basically to run my business and to stay connected with my fans and to connect with other artists. And I think, I mean, I can go into a little more detail later. I'd love to take questions from people. I think that would be the most interesting thing to do, but that gives you a kind of an overview.
Well, specifically, I mean, is there anything that surprised you about how things like Twitter and Facebook updates, you know, the immediate aspects of using the web? Is there anything that really surprised you as to like, wow, this shit's really amazing?
Yeah, I mean, I had a real revelation this past year on tour. I was doing a tour throughout the States and throughout Europe this last spring. And, you know, I've been on Twitter for well over a year, and I've been using it in really interesting ways, like giving away tickets to shows, finding places to stay, you know, equipment breaks at shows and fans just show up with it. And I was just on a tear for a while. I was like, Twitter will fix it! And actually, like, a lot of times people thought I was nuts, but, you know, I was looking at artists much larger and technically more organized than me, not being able to get as much done as quickly because they weren't going directly to their fan bases for answers and solutions. And I was like, you guys are fucking crazy. You've got 500 people outside standing in line. Why are you sending a runner from the club to go across town to buy you batteries? Like, send someone outside. They're bored and they're waiting. And I was literally just in real time with my fan base saying, this is what I need, this is what I need, can you go get it, can you do it, can you help me? And everyone out there was going, yes, yes, we will. And all of a sudden I was just realizing life was becoming easier, faster, and cheaper because I was harnessing the power of the people who were excited and willing to help. And so I had my fans feeding me and my crew, housing me and my crew, and I was saving tens of thousands of dollars on the road. And granted, I needed a staff to help me literally run my Twitter feed and my blog, but even that was more inexpensive than, you know, the traditional way of doing things. And really watching that work on the road in the last year has been a mind-blowing experience, and I've been sharing my experience with other bands and saying, you know, you may think you need a large promotional old-school machine of management and promoters and agents to do all this stuff, but a lot of it you really can do yourself if you have a small fan base that's devoted to you.
Well, speaking of the traditional route, Ted, you've worked